Make sure that they're nice and square. And then take a deep breath in and kind of push your chest forward, let your shoulder blades roll together, and then exhale. And take a couple deep breaths right there, keeping your arms straight, your fingers spread. As you're exhaling, imagine your shoulders dropping back further, your neck's getting a little bit longer. The next time you inhale, push into the ground and round your back to kind of stretch your middle spine. If you want, you can also tuck your chin. And then inhale, drop your chest kind of back to where you came from. And then repeat. And do it 2 more times, pushing into the ground, opening the back, and then drawing the shoulder blades together. Okay, we're going to stop in a neutral position and straighten your arms again. Look at your elbows, turn them in towards your legs and then out to the side. Try to keep them super straight, keep your fingers still, fingers spread, and keep just a little bit of tension in your belly, and don't forget to breathe. Okay, and then pause with your elbows kind of pointing back at your knees, so your shoulders should be kind of tight together. And take a moment to stretch your neck. Just drawing one ear to a shoulder. Slowly rolling the chin down towards the body, and then rolling the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. You want to go up, rolling that up. Looking back where you came from. Maybe reverse directions, and then kind of go at your own pace. See what parts of your neck need to be a little more stretched, and try to keep your elbows rolled in so they're pointing at your legs. Okay, that's probably good. We're going to roll our hips back about halfway to our feet, not all the way, and then place our hands out in front of us so that we can lay our forehead on the ground and let our back stretch out. You should have a little bit of your thighs touching your belly. Try to breathe into the space where they're touching. Make sure you exhale 100% all the way every time you breathe out. If you feel your body kind of moving, feel free to tiptoe your fingers a little further away. Keep a small amount of pressure in your palms, and we'll stay for like 5 or 6 more of our deepest breaths. Don't forget to exhale all the way. You should feel your belly button drop deeply into your body. Okay, and then kind of peel yourself off the ground and make sure you have your big pillow and then roll over on your back. I'm going to let Nancy in real quick. Hey Nancy, we just started. Go ahead and grab your pillow, okay? We're going to lay on our backs. We're going to have our knees bent. We're going to put our pillow right between our knees and put our hands up somewhere where our arms can relax. Take a couple deep breaths. And now, press your big toes into the ground. Hold the pressure the whole time. And you're going to keep your hips the same way they're on the ground right now. Kind of notice how your hips are touching the ground, what it feels like. And as you squeeze your pillow with your knees, you should not notice that the way your hips are touching the ground change. You don't want your lower back to move. You don't want your hips to move. You do want to press your big toes down. Hold the squeeze for 1 or 2 seconds and then slowly relax. Also recommend exhaling as you're squeezing and inhaling as you relax. And we're probably going to do like 7 to 10 more. Go your own pace. Do try to lengthen your breath a little bit. Lengthen your squeeze a little bit. And do not forget to press your big toe down. Okay, and then relax, but hang on to your pillow with your knees. You don't have to squeeze it, but just hang on to it. Take your first 2 fingers on each hand and find the bony point of the front of your hip. It's called your anterior I'm not even going to say it because it's so hard and it doesn't matter. It's your ASIS. Put your thumb on the side of your body. Kind of feel that's where your hip bones are, okay? So you're going to roll that bony point on the top where your fingers are forward. And you're going to feel a little arch build in your back. And you're going to kind of press that forward and roll your hips forward until you either don't feel comfortable or you can't go any further. Hold it there for a second or 2, and then slowly roll the hips back evenly till your lower back is flat on the ground. Okay, now let's do it with our breath. So we're going to breathe out. And as you breathe in, roll your hips forward. Breathe
Sean.
out. Flatten your back. What's up?
Sorry, this is Maru. I have a friend that's on your waiting room.
Okay, I let her in right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have our hands on our hips, and let's do that like 5 more times. With our breath, our big toes are still pressed down, we're holding our pillow, and we're rolling our hips forward. Letting the arch form in the back, and bring it back up. And just go at your own pace, like 4 more times. Okay, good job. Now set your pillow beside you somewhere and make your feet extra wide. Put your hands out to the sides as long as your palms are up. And slowly, lazily roll both knees over to the left. Feet are going to roll to their sides. Let your legs settle. And then super lazily Pick your legs back up and roll them over to the other side. Let them settle. And then inhale, roll your legs back up. Slow exhale, roll them back to the other side. Kind of go your own pace, following your breath for a moment. Okay, let's pause at the top and let's bring our feet back into a normal hip width distance. Press your big toes into the ground again. I'm going to say that a lot. And as your big toes are pressed down, roll your knees out to the sides a little bit away from each other until it feels like you're not going to be able to press your big toe down anymore. And then roll your knees back towards each other and to the inside. And maybe even to touch unless it feels like your big toe is going to come off the ground. And we're just going to inhale, open our knees, exhale, close our knees. Big toes always, always press to the ground. Okay, and then we're not going to use our strap today because I doubt that everyone has a strap. So let's lengthen our legs out, nice and long. And we'll put our hands above us. And what I want us to do is to reach through our right heel. If you reach through your right heel kind of hard, you're going to tilt your hips sideways. Do it gently because it's going to move your lower back a lot. And then let that foot relax and push through the left heel, sliding it away from you a little bit, and it's going to stretch your hip down in the other direction. And just do whatever is comfortable. Try to keep your hips flat even though they're tilting, so don't let them rotate way to the side so that you can reach for them. It might be a very noticeable movement, it might be kind of subtle depending on how mobile your pelvis, your lower back, and your hips are. And then let your hips relax and reach up through your right fingertips, stretching out your shoulder and your lat, and then reach up to your left. Scoop down. Then we'll just go back and forth. Just the arms reaching up through the fingertips and down up on the other side. Okay, now we're going to put those two things together. Reach through your left foot and your right fingers. Relax, reach through your right foot and your left fingers. Let's do it 2 more times on both sides. Feel free to inhale into it and hold the stretch if you want. Sweet. And then let's bring our right knee up, kind of towards our chest, and just put both hands over the front of your knee. Maybe interlace your fingers and use the weight of your arms to pull your leg back a little bit. You want your left hip to stay totally on the ground. If you pull your knee back too much, your pelvis will start to tilt. We want both the hips to stay on the ground as we hold on to this. Take some deep breaths. Now apply some force. Actually, let's do a little exercise. So what I want us to do is to pull down on our knee as we press up into our hands with our knee. So we're going to create a lot of force, but there shouldn't really be any movement. We're going to hold it for a few seconds, and then we'll keep our hips on the ground and pull our knee in a little closer. We'll do it 3 times. So get ready. Press your knee into your hand into your knee. Go. 1, 2, 3. And then relax your leg, and pull it a little bit closer towards you. Take a couple deep breaths. And again, pressing into the hand, pulling with the knee. 1, 2, 3. Relax the leg, pull it in a little closer with the hands. One more time on this side. Press into your hand, hold. 2, 3. Relax your leg, pull it in a little tighter. And then let go of your right leg and lengthen it out. Relax and bring your left one up. We're going to do the same thing. Starting with a pause and some breathing. Just light pressure, letting the hip adjust. Apply a little more pressure, hold it. Keeping both hips on the ground pretty evenly. And then start to make pressure. Push your knee into your hand, pull your hand into your knee. 2, 3. And relax your leg, pull it in a little tighter. Don't let it go back where it was. Get ready to push. Push. 1, 2, 3. And pull the leg. Relax there. And push. 1, 2, 3. Relax your leg. And release your leg. And just let your toes kind of roll out to the side. And we're going to bring our attention to our arms. We're going to put our elbows out just a little bit lower than straight out to the side. And we're going to point our wrist straight up in the air. You can point your fingers if you want. I like to have floppy hands. From here, what we're going to do is press only our elbows into the ground as you exhale. Nice long exhale, long elbow press. And then relax. Keep going. Exhaling, pressing the elbows down firmly. And then relaxing. As you go, start to notice what your shoulders are doing as you press your elbows. They should feel like they're getting a little further under you, but don't think about it too much. Focus on your elbows. If they are coming up instead of going under you, you just want to lift your chest a little bit as you press your elbows, and that'll help. I'm going to do this maybe 10 more times. Okay, and then take a break. Let's just flip our hands back into a goal post position, and then bring your knees bent, kind of like we did earlier. However, this time we're going to cross our left ankle onto our right thigh. You want to feel or try to feel that your right foot is still straight, right in front of your right hip, and your whole foot should be hanging over the edge of your right knee. And pay attention to your left foot. You're going to roll it around in a big circle, like wind it, really wind it. Create lots of force through your toes, curling around the bottom, spreading around the top. Be very thorough. Try to feel every little part of your foot. Use your toes as much as possible. And we'll do it somewhere between 10 and 15 times, depending on your speed, which should be pretty slow. And then switch directions. Try even harder. A little bit more every circle. If you get a cramp in your foot, it's okay. Try to keep doing it. All right, now pull your toes back towards your shin, and then point all your toes and curl your foot as much as you can. Okay, and then relax your foot. Unbind your left ankle, place your foot back on the ground. And then we're going to take our right ankle And do the same thing the other direction. Try to make sure both of your hips are firmly on the ground the same way. I think I might have forgot to mention that last time. I'm sorry. But with both hips on the ground firmly, press your upper knee away from you a little bit and then begin to roll your foot. Lots of toe action, so much. Go ahead and switch directions. If you're noticing that one of your ankles is a little more difficult than the other, it's pretty likely that that is the side of your body that you stand on most often. Most people favor a side of their body, and that side becomes stronger as it expects to continue to support you. The opposite side of your body begins to grow weak. And often this is fine, but in a later age, without managing this, you begin to run into problems as the disparity between both sides of your body become too great and you suffer. And then pull your toes and point your toes. Okay, and then relax your foot, put it back on the ground. Let's put the bottoms of our feet together, letting our knees rest out to the sides. We're going to bring our hands up, and we're going to interlace our fingers, pressing our palms together, arms straight. We're going to inhale and roll our arms back behind our head. And then exhale, bring them back up over your chest. And we're going to keep doing that. We'll do it maybe 12 or 15 times. And then you can relax your arms wherever. We're going to bring our feet back flat to the ground. Make any small adjustments you need to. And then bring your feet and knees together and lift your hips up into a big bridge and hold it for 3 of your deepest breaths. And then roll your back down to the ground. And we are going to roll over onto our faces. We're going to put our hands under our forehead, on top of each other. We're going to press our hips down to the ground.
Sean, sorry to bother you. There's another friend on the waiting room. I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe.
sorry. Yeah, just let me
Oh.
know because I can't really hear unless I look.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're in now. Sorry about that. I'm glad you invited so many people. Great job. Love having everyone here. Okay. We're going to lay on our face with our hands like this. We're going to bring our hips down, press into the ground, and very slowly bend one leg. You want to keep it bending as long as you can keep your hip on the ground. If you notice your back move or your hip move, then you have to straighten your leg again and start over. And you want to look for that point where your hip's going to move every time, and then don't go that far. We'll do 5 or so on one side. We want to really take our time, and we're going to do 4 sets of 5 on either side. And then start to work on the other leg. If you notice that you might get a little cramp, you can either not go that far and it might not actually cramp up, or you can just go right into the cramp and work through the cramp. Both options have success. And go back to your first leg, keeping the hips pressed, back still, bending the leg. And go to your second leg. And go back to your first leg. Go to your second leg again. Okay, and then we're gonna kind of bring our hands out from underneath us and bring our elbows under us to prop ourselves up. Our palms are down, Our shoulders are back. And take a moment to stretch your neck a little bit. The chin tuck is an especially powerful neck stretch in this position. Okay, and then we're going to position ourselves adjacent to our favorite wall. We're going to put our legs up that wall. Okay, now that we've all had a chance to rest for a minute, I want us to make our legs a little extra wide and start to push through your heels, pull through your toes, and press your hips on the ground. And then we're going to stay like this for a moment, taking some deep breaths. And now slide your heels down towards your hips just enough so that your feet can be flat on the wall. Press your big toes to the wall. And just hang out for a second. And then just like we did earlier on our backs on the ground, roll your knees in towards each other a little bit and out a little bit, as long as you can keep your big toe pressed to the wall. You don't want to push into any uncomfortable ranges of motion. If this movement for you is a small one, that's okay. And then let's put our legs back up the wall so that they're pretty close together, like 3-4 inches apart. Press your hips down, press your heels up, Pull your toes down. Take 5 deep breaths. Okay, now we're going to keep our legs tight. We're going to roll our knees out to the sides and then back to the inside. So maybe our toes will touch each other, maybe not. Keep your legs extremely tight though, no bend in your knee, forwards or backwards. And then take a rest and make your legs super wide as you can go comfortably. And then you can let your toes kind of roll out to the side, and the tension on your heel should hold you there on the wall. And it'll kind of stretch out a particular line through the inside of your thigh and your calf. Okay, now we're going to bend our knees and draw our heels in towards each other a little bit. And one more time, we're going to come back to our faux squat, where our feet are flat, our knees are bent, but our hips are still on the ground. See how low you can get your feet towards your hips without lifting your hips off the ground. Make big toe pressure, and you can optionally roll your knees in and out if you want. And then we're going to kind of roll over onto our side and relax for a second. And then we're going to lay on our face again in a comfortable spot. We're going to put our fingertips together above us, and we're going to look into our left elbow. And then we're going to take our, left elbow. And then you're going to slide your right knee out to the side. So your hips are a little bit tilted. And you're going to take your other hand, your right hand, you're going to flip it around and insert it palm up under your thigh. And we're going to hang out here for a couple minutes. If that one's a little complicated, if you need me to do it again, let me know.
Hand facing down.
Your palm is facing up, so you're kind of holding onto your thigh, probably.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And this is a pose called pre-crawl pose. It kind of simulates the position your body takes as a baby before you begin to crawl. And so it naturally relaxes the spine into a pretty neutral position. We're going to stay on this side for about 1 more minute. Okay, we're going to take our right hand out and bring it back up so our fingertips are touching again. We're going to turn our head the opposite way, looking now into our right elbow. We're going to bring our legs straight again and touch our big toes together, heels out, to reset our hips and legs. And then we're going to roll our left knee out to the side and take our left hand and insert it palm up underneath that leg. We're going to stay here for about 1 more minute. Okay, and then bring your hand out. Bring your fingertips to touch. Slide your leg back straight. And then let's prop ourselves up on our elbows again. Just like we did earlier. This time I want to lift our chin a little bit to really help our spine extend. Lots of extension. Take some deep breaths. Try to keep your palms flat. Reach with your thumbs. And then roll over onto your back. And now it's time for my favorite part of class, the part of class where we squeeze our butts. You just want to relax, let your whole body settle, and then out of the stillness, squeeze both of your glutes and hold the squeeze for a second, and then relax. You don't want to let your lower back or your stomach tighten up at all while you do this. This is an exercise in neural refinement. So we're refining the nervous system connection to our glutes. Our glutes should be very active, very supportive muscles in basically everything that we do. But if we're sitting a lot and getting up and sitting again a lot, it's going to deactivate our glutes. And then when we get up, they're not ready to move. So we create movement pathways around our glutes. And that's going to go right to your lower back and your hamstrings, which can mimic the hip extension that a glute should make. And that's one of the biggest causes of really tight hamstrings and lower back pain. It's just a lack of glute action. And if you can take time and just lay on the ground, squeeze your glutes out your lower back, then you can get over that and feel great and not have back pain. So if you're not sure if your back is staying relaxed, you can put your fingers on your lower back muscles. It's kind of a stretch for the shoulders, but it can be pretty useful. If you can't reach like that, you can put the back of your fingertips at the base of your spine and try and feel it that way. And then get really, really comfortable for a couple of minutes.